Yeah, I think I just got the notification. Cool. So today we'll just have a brief discussion about about cybersecurity and how you can choose cybersecurity as a career. So before going on to this topic, we'll just have a quick intro about myself. So my name is Chanakya Cherkumalli. So I have graduated from BITS Planning. So I have more than 5 years of experience in delivering these cybersecurity programs in this speaking and the teaching field. So I have specialized in training various individuals and these teams on cybersecurities, different fields. So the main topics that I have delivered trainings are, delivering the content on the cybersecurity fundamentals. So what is about the CIA triad we call about the confidentiality, the integrity, and the availability. We call this the triad. So these are the main objectives, that we should keep in mind while securing the network. So these are the main fundamentals. So I have delivered trainings in teaching these fundamentals, and then coming to the network security aspect. So what are the different types of network security and what components constitute this network security? So what is meant by network security? So I have delivered trainings related to this network security. So what consists of these network security? These firewalls, the IDS systems we call them, the intrusion detection systems. We also there are IPS intrusion prevention systems. So what are these IPS and what are these IDS and how this works? What are VPNs, virtual private networks, and all? So these all come under the network security aspect. And next, deliver trainings related to the web security also. So what are the general vulnerabilities that we face? When in order to safeguard our web applications or our websites, what kind of attacks do we face generally? So what are the vulnerabilities and what are the risks that come with these vulnerabilities and how to mitigate these risks? So all of these come under the web security. So I have delivered trainings related to these web security, and also the general, the awareness training. Like the general our day-to-day life also will be encountering these kinds of attacks. The phishing attacks or any social engineering attacks. You can say social engineering means whatever the attacker might have known about you. So he might have sourced the information through the means of social media, just through whatever your profile that is available on the social media. He can use that information, and he can use it for other malicious means also. So how these social engineering attacks happen and how we mitigate these attacks. So all of these comes under the security awareness training. So, and also the other specialized trainings like incident response and management training. So what are these incident response? So basically, over the course of years, the security companies they have standardized few protocols. So basically there are to safely safeguard a company from these attackers, some security standards have been put up. So what are these? So by complying to these security standards, we have to start building our incident response systems. So what are these incident response systems means? So basically the thing is, if any attack happens, so this incident response team, these systems that we have deployed, they will notify us. They will notify that an attack has happened. So how will they notify us, and how will they stop these attacks from happening? If they can't stop, at least they should notify the information. At least they should send us an update to the concerned security officials that this kind of a malware has been attacked, a malware has been entered in our system. So those kind of systems, and also the ethical hacking and the penetration testing. So who is an ethical hacker and who is a penetration tester? So what does they do? So their methodologies on how an ethical hacker should work. So what are the methods that he has to use, and also what is the role of a penetration tester? So basically they will be going through individual module kind of things. So what are the penetration testing techniques? So how the ethical hacking and penetration testing is helpful in the cybersecurity field. So I have given trainings related to this, and also if we coming back to the compliance and the regulatory requirements, like I've told, so already few industry standards have been set up. So they might have been set up by individual organizations, or they might have been set up by the governments also. So for example, if you see these organizations like the GDPR or the HIPAA, so this HIPAA is nothing but is an US healthcare related compliance. So what is this HIPM is nothing, it's a Health Information Act. So Health Information Portability and Accountability Act. So similarly to the US, we have our Indian version also. It's called Disha. Second. Yeah. One second, guys. Disha. Disha is for our Indian for the companies that are operating in India, they should comply to this Disha Act. For the companies that are operating in the US, they should comply to this HIPA Act. So here Disha means basically digital, our digital personal data act related. Similarly, the PCI DSS means payment card industry's standard. So this Visa, Mastercards, American Express, all of these cards, they comply to this standard set by this organization, the PCI DSS. PCI DSS means payment card industry discrete security standard. So similarly, what are these different compliances organizations? What are the different requirements that we have to know? So what are the standards? So like this. Similarly, the cryptography techniques, deliver trainings related to the cryptography techniques. So, what kind of cryptography, what kind of encryptions we generally use, in these security standards and all. Similarly, mobile security. So, that is related to the mobile applications and all, and how we do the own device policies, bring your own device policies, how these policies have been set up. So, for a company, if it has to agree to these policies, so what are these policies and how these companies they adhere to these policies and all. So that's related to the mobile security, and also not only these, and also the emerging threats and the technologies. So cyber security is a field where new technologies will we keep on coming, and we should be up to date with these new threats and new technologies. So otherwise, the whole scenario, of you becoming an ethical hacker, of you being a penetration tester, it doesn't make sense if you are not up to date with the emerging threats and these technologies. So ensuring that whatever the newer threats and the newer technologies that have been come. So I'm discussing about this. So this is just a brief introduction about myself. So now we'll be moving on to the cyber security and its importance. So first, like every day, you might have understood what a cyber security. You might have known this word, cyber security, right? So just before me going on into this topic, I just want to know that I know whether all of you are starters, or have you already know like anything about the cyber security. Just give you a small response in the chat window. Like, have you ever acquainted with this word, or is this the first time that you're introduced to this cyber security? I'll just give you like 10-15 seconds time. So yeah. Okay, cool, no problem. So basically everyone is new to the this field of cybersecurity. So you might have heard the word, the cyber attack, right? Sorry, guys. Yeah. So you might have heard this word, cyber attacks. So every day, so many cyber attacks are happening, and they're becoming common and very common. So in order to have in order to get a small view, how many attacks are happening. So I will just show you an image. So see, if you can see this map. So this is basically the number of attacks that are happening currently. So you can see the kind of attacks. So right now, so as you can see, most of the attacks are happening in the United States. So they're happening from here. So as you can see, these are all the real-time attacks that are happening. So from the recent data that you can see, so the top targeted countries are Mongolia, Georgia, Nepal, and here, as you can see here. If we scroll down, here you can see the top targeted industries. So education, government, and the healthcare. So earlier, we just discussed about one of this healthcare aspect, like Disha. So for India, or HIPAA for the America. So basically any company that is operating, that is using the internet should comply to these standards. That's the basic standard. If it doesn't comply to those standards, then more number of attacks happen. So already the top target industries are these, and if this kind of standards doesn't exist, then you imagine the scenario how bad it's going to be. So similarly, the top malware types, the kind of malware that these attackers are using. So the mobile-based malware and the phishing malware and the adware. So through ads, phishing means, see, as you can see from the symbol itself. So for example, a mobile phishing attack can be, see, you might have received a message saying that you have won X amount of money. So to receive that amount of money, just press this link. See, it's like basically what happens, the user, he presses that link, and immediately he will be directed to some other window. So they will be asking you, like, you just pay $1 or $2, just for enter, you just need your credit card details or whatever, then we will deposit the money in your bank. So similar, so basically they're phishing us, right? So they're phishing from the whole bunch of people, they're phishing these individuals. So these are the top malwares that are kind of attacks that these attackers are using. And if we see another website, so these are all the types of attacks that are happening right now here. This is another way of interesting way of representing. So these many attacks are happening right now. So if you want to deep dive, you can use these the cyber map. The other one is the checkpoint. So you can just browse it later. So here you can see more statistics and its data sources, its regions and all everything. So most infected. historical data will be there, which countries are most infected. So here it is showing the most infected countries are these are the most infected countries. So here you can tally. So the last month, last week. So yeah, complete comprehensive data. So yeah. So see, we can simply say that anything that is connected to internet should be secured. The appliance, the device that you are connected, okay, over the internet, it should be secured in some way. Otherwise, our data. So that is our most important asset, right? In the internet era. So similarly, like the money, the data is also a very important asset. So that's why we need to safeguard our assets. So for this, the security is needed. So here we are providing the security over the cyberspace. So that's why it's called the cyber security. So if we stick, if we just tunnel vision, our view towards only the IT industry. So with respect to the IT, so what kind of security would be there in the IT area? So the main role will be the protecting the company's resources from unauthorized access. So this should be our main priority. Why? Because these companies' resources are our assets, right? These are our, you can say, crown jewels. So if we go back in time, so right from the king's era, so what was the most important priority for the kings? It is to safeguard, it is to secure their crown jewels, their most important jewels. So no one would be putting their crown jewels to display, so showing their crown jewels to everyone. So they're basically their crown jewels, basically their assets, their resources. They're stored, they're safely stored and hidden. So similarly, for a company, the priority should always be the protection of the sensitive information and the making professions within the field of security. So not only safeguarding the information, who is getting the access to that information. So the user management, everything. So everything falls into the security standards. So based upon this only, these standards have been set up. So similarly, like in the earlier examples for in the healthcare industry or the payment industry, if I am setting up a new company, if I am setting up a new website, I will definitely comply to these standards. Otherwise, my users they would not trust me, right? See, if I am trying to make a payment window, see, you might have also seen this. Like whenever you are in a payment window, when you're trying to book a movie ticket, for example, this Book My Show website is there. So in the Book My Show website, you have chosen your film, then you went to the payment. In the payment window, here in the bottom, it will be displayed clearly that they are certified by few standards, right? If those certifications doesn't exist, I will never use this site. Why? Because this is unsafe. So by seeing the certifications only, the user will get the is he's satisfied, he has a satisfaction of the security. Like, yes, my credit card data or whatever the data that I'm entering here, my card information, it will not get stolen. Why? Because this site has used these certifications to build its site. So that's why I have like I don't have any issues using this website. Excuse me. So that is that's why cybersecurity is very important. So if we go back to the dictionary definition of cybersecurity, what it suggests, cybersecurity is nothing but it's a collection of different technologies, the policies, the various security concepts and the safeguard methods, the guidelines, all of it comes under the cybersecurity. So why all of these are necessary? These are necessary why? Because we, these are designed to protect our data, our computers, our networks, our mobiles, our programs, everything that is over the cyberspace. So that's why we need the cybersecurity. Why we need cybersecurity now more than earlier? Because if we uh, go back to the earlier days of the internet, you see, so earlier in the pre-internet era, before the internet existed, so how everything, the means of communication has been through always through SMS or any fixed or mobile telephone. Then the WWW, then the World Wide Web came. Then what happened? So the ease of communication became very easier, right? So through email information, and then the entertainment came. After this, what happened? Then the e-commerce industry came, the Amazon, the Flipkarts, and everything. After this, what came? The social media came, the Skype, Facebook, and YouTube. And now we are literally living in the IoT era, the Internet of Things. So basically, not just the basic commerce or the social media, everything is using internet nowadays, right from your, our daily appliances. So if you have the things that we use to do our daily chores, right? The fridge, even the ACs, everything has been connected to the internet. So the whole thing, we are now actually we are literally now living in the IoT era. So right now, we need the cybersecurity more than ever, and every day new threats have been getting discovered. So we should keep on getting up to date. That's why, for example, if you take Chrome, every day, every week I receive an update for my app, for my Chrome app. Why? Because they will be keep on rectifying these bugs. Why? Because the Chrome, the Google guys, they don't want these attackers be exploiting these bugs. So they don't want these malicious people from exploiting their application. So that's why they will release these bug fixes. But still they keep on coming, but they will be keep on updating the app. So basically it's a cycle, and it will never stop, and it will never stop basically. So the attacker will always find a new way to attack the system, and and the system security people will always find a new way to stop that risk. So this loop will be forever, and at the same time, so the security standards will also be, they should also be improving forever. So if we see the evolution of the internet, so we can see how important the cyber security is going to be in the coming future. So it's the time to get ready, you can say. So security analysts are mostly, as you know, they're the lone rangers. So each analyst see only a tiny part of the picture, right? So no one can be the master of all arts. So, and we should not be repeating the mistakes that already the other people have done. So we should always maintain a healthy relationship between each other. So attackers. So here I have already shown you the threat map, right? So that is an example of it. So that is about the cyber security. So here I will be giving you a short intro about each of these, these job roles. So there are various job roles that are related to the cyber security. So you can be a cyber security engineer, an incident responder, or a threat analyst, or you can be a developer, a vulnerability analyst, a risk analyst, a privacy analyst engineer, or an SOC engineer, security operations center, or you can be a data scientist, or you can be in the leadership also, BISO, CISO, so business information security officer, chief information security officer, chief security officer. So you can, this will be in the higher end of the spectrum. So at the same way, the popular one, the CEH, certified ethical hacker, or you can become a compliance analyst. So I will be giving you a quick intro about each and every job role. So if you see the pathway. So the the top of the pyramid is the architect. So if you have to become the architect, you have to be the master of everything. So a cybersecurity analyst, a consultant. So these are the individual. So you can be any of these individual person. At the same time, if you want to become an architect, you should be a master in all of these individual respective fields also. So the cybersecurity manager, administrator, analyst, consultant. So these are the different pathways. So basically, they vary from the security monitoring to the ethical hacking level. So different expertise have different branches. So basically, so if you boil down to it, like the what are the most common ones? The security analyst, penetration tester. The bounty hunters. We can call them as bug bounty hunters also. Sometimes people call them as bug bounty hunters, or a security architect, or an application security engineer. So all of these things. So to know more about a security analyst, what does an analyst does? So basically, in the name itself, if if a company, if an organization has recruited a security analyst, then the objective, the main objective of the security analyst is to keep the organization's sensitive information secure. So he should be taking care of the kind of standards, the security standards that we should be deploying, so that the organization's sensitive information is secured for the near future. So basically, so they will be bound to the organization most of the time. So basically, they will spend a lot of the time monitoring the network activities within the company also. So you're checking for any malicious activity. So when an attack occurs, so when an intrusion detection system detects an attack, okay, so immediately it will notify the security analyst. So then he will find a way to mitigate those attacks. So he will try to identify the type of attack. What kind of an attack? Is it a DDoS attack, a denial of service attack, or is it a different another phishing attack, or it's a virus, or whether it's a malware or a Trojan? So based upon the kind of attack, he will try to find the ways to mitigate that attack. So that's the role of a security analyst working inside an organization. So, who is a penetration tester? So, penetration tester is nothing but a organization. You can simply say that an organization recruits this penetration tester, and it will ask the penetration tester to test the company's, the security standard. So, let's just say a new company has been created at a location A. So it's just got its servers and everything installed, and everything has been set up, just to test their company's, their security standard. The company will hire a penetration tester, and will ask the penetration tester to find if excuse me, to find any vulnerabilities that are present in their system. So if there are any vulnerabilities, immediately they have to, he will notify the concerned authority, and immediately they will mitigate those risks. So generally, their targets would be, the networks, or the web applications, or the the desktops that they would be using and all. So the main goal of a penetration tester, or you can say, or an ethical hacker. An ethical hacker, you can think of it like a more broader a field of area. Why? Because here the organization is not going to specify the ethical hacker. He's just going to uh, attack. He's just going to find a way to find the vulnerabilities that are present in the system, in their whether it's a, for example, let's just say a Chrome browser. So whatever the vulnerability that he has found, he will just notify them. So but for a penetration tester, the Chrome will say that you just check in the area where, only in a certain part of an area, you just check for that area, and just let me update, just update us whether you find any vulnerabilities or not. So the main goal would be the finding the vulnerabilities in the, the system, and in enabling these companies, from mitigating those vulnerabilities, so to prevent the risk of an attack. So mainly these will be used. Why? Because they will be using the methods of an attacker. So the attacker would exploit, if a vulnerability like this is present, so the attacker might, he would exploit this system by using this vulnerability. So basically here they are just, you can say that they are called white hat hackers. Okay. So black hat hacker means, a guy with a malicious intent, whose main motive is to make, a lot of money. But a white hat hacker means, no, he doesn't want anything malicious with the company. He just wants to point out the vulnerabilities that are present. So that's the main, you can say that's the difference between a white hat hacker and a black hat. So you can say these penetration testers and these ethical hackers, you can also call them as white hat hackers. So that would be the role of a penetration tester. So next one is the bug bounty hunter. So bug bounty hunter means basically they don't have anything, uh, they don't have to comply to the company. So the companies, they don't recruit them. So they just randomly, they just try to toy with these products. For example, if you go back to the same Chrome example, so if some random software, a random a developer, so he has, identified this bug. So basically what happens is, generally what companies do is they generally put out a reward. So if you encounter any bug, if you mail them saying that, see, this kind of a bug exists in your application, and uh, attackers can exploit this bug. So if you inform them about this, then they will give you a reward. So basically you have become a bug bounty hunter. So you are basically you are not working under anybody. You are just working at your own pace, and you are just, you're basically collecting bounties from these companies. So that's why you are called as a bounty hunter. So the role of, a bounty hunter would be to identify these bugs, and sending these bugs to the companies, and cashing out the rewards. So that's what a bug bounty hunter would do. And the next one is the security architect. So basically it's the name itself, the architect. So basically you will be responsible for designing and testing and implementing the systems, so within an organization's network. So basically the organization hires you, it recruits you to do, uh, you know to implement the security standards and the security systems and everything. So you will be the responsible one. So that's why that would be the role of an architect. So if already a company has already deployed its security system, so whether that security system is in need of an upgrade or not, so whether it should be upgraded or not, so basically you will be testing out its current systems, so you will be reviewing them, and if they are due for an upgrade, you would suggest the organization that, you need to update, you need to upgrade certain parts of your security system. Otherwise your system is prone to these kinds of attacks from the, attackers. So in order to safeguard your system, so you have to upgrade your system in order to mitigate these risks. So immediately the organization will upgrade the necessary components. So that's the job of an security architect. So there are other similar roles. Common roles would be, incident responder. So whenever any incident occurs, so you would be the, excuse me, the first set of people, that would be getting to the situation and in reacting. Like, so if a breach happened, for example, so some amount of data has been stolen. So how much? So what are the damage costs? So and how to contain this damage, and how to recover from this incident. So in order in order from any of the future attacks from happening, so immediately we have to change our security systems, so we have to upgrade them. So basically that would be the job of an incident responder. So mainly he would be present only when any kind of incident occurs. And the next one will be then SOC analyst, so security operations center. So he works at the operations center only. So they continuously monitor these systems and the networks for security threats. And the next one is the security administrator. So he will manage and maintain these security systems, the different tools that we'll be using, like the firewalls, the antivirus software that the company has deployed, and the different who authentication systems. And also they'll also handle the user access, so who is getting access to these systems. So so basically there will be hierarchy inside the company, right? So not everyone will be getting access to everyone. So basically different divisions will be there, and they have their own subdivisions. So this employee doesn't want, like, he will not be revealed the information of this employee, like what kind of work that he's happened, what kind of work that is working on. If the company decides that they don't want to share their work, so then these administrators, they will see that this user cannot log into their this user system. Why? Because he was denied the access. So all these kinds of stuff will be done by the security administration. And the next one is the compliance analyst. So here, until now we have discussed about the security standards and the various compliance, right? So this compliance analyst would be checking whether the company has adhered to the security standards or the requirements. So they will be performing the audits and assessments, so maybe once a year or twice a year. So depending upon that, a compliance analyst would be analyzing the security requirements of the company, how they have set up, and whether they have adhered to these standards, these security standards. So these are mainly the roles, the most important, the most common ones: the security analyst, penetration tester, the bounty hunters, or security architect, or application security engineer. So all of these aspects. So basically there are more security positions. Basically it's the most important thing is to find the one that interests you, the one that pays you the more. So it's the most important is to find the one that interests you. Security architect and the other roles. So these are the other common roles that you would be finding. So the skills for the cyber security. So what are the the general skills that you would be that would be helpful for you? So just just keep it in mind that both technical and non-technical, there are complete the people coming from these non-technical and non-technical disciplines also. So no issue for you in learning the cyber security, because there are different roles and different ways. So that shouldn't be a problem. So generally, a good set of communication skills, teamwork, problem solving skills, and the programming skills, and ethical hacking, obviously. So you would be needed ethical hacking to become an ethical hacker. The security principles, what are the security principles that are there? Risk analysis, so how risk analysis is conducted, what are the elements of this risk analysis, what are the network protocols that are there, what are the types of protocols, and what are the types of intrusion and the detection and the prevention. So everything and the scripting, what are the different types of scripting that we'll be using. So these are, you can say, these are the general skills that would be needed, for us to successfully have a career, and and the most important you can say the discipline. So from tomorrow we'll be having the uh, course. So today I will be just giving a comprehensive outline. So what different the kind of topics that we'll be covering. So we'll be discussing about the mainly about the fundamentals of cyber security. So why? Because as most of you has already pointed out that, like, so you will be entering the world of cyber security through this session. So that's why, so in the first we will be discussing at the base level. We will be discussing first at the we'll be discussing the fundamentals of the cyber security. So before going into the cyber security, just first we'll just have a brief introduction about the computer architecture, the different types of operating systems, Windows operating system, this Linux. So how a computer works and how these operating systems, the fundamentals. So what are these? And then we'll be moving on to the networking concepts, the kind of security and the cryptography. What kind of cryptographic techniques that we are using here, and the virtualization. So what is this virtualization? What are the virtualization techniques? So we'll be learning about this. And also enterprise security architecture. So what is this enterprise security architecture, and like how enterprises deploy their security architecture? So what are the common standards that the enterprises use, that enterprises follow when establishing their security architecture? So these are the the fundamentals of cyber security. So in them, we'll be discuss what are the core concepts that we'll be covering. So we'll be covering the analogy of the attacks. So there will be different types of attacks. Earlier in the threat map we have seen, no, malware based attack, or a man in the middle attack. So what are these different attacks? Phishing attacks, salami attacks. So there are so many types of attacks. So what are these attacks? How to mitigate these risks that are coming from the, how to mitigate these? So we'll be learning about these. What are the different threats that are there? The threat classification. So basically everything here will be classified into different elements for uh, just for a quick learning purpose. So here analogy of attacks also, everything. So basically everything will be classified and segregated into different topics and different parts. So here we will be discussing about the types of threats and the threat classifications, how they are classified, the intelligence gathering. So threat modeling. So there this is stride, dread, and there's this new one called pasta. So these are all the new threat modeling. So what is threat modeling means? It's basically, you can say that as these are all these different frameworks. Okay. So threat modeling frameworks. So basically, this Stride, Dread, and PASA, these are nothing but we can say these are structured mode approaches. So these are the certain frameworks that are developed by Microsoft, this Stride and Dread. So Microsoft has built this framework. So what is this framework means? Basically, it contains a structured approach, like how you should identify these potential threats, security threats in a system. So how these will do is they will analyze the system architecture. They will also analyze the data flows and the user access. So all of these different points will be there. So these are the different types of frameworks that the systems use. So what this and the similarly risk assessment, so how to assess these different risks that are there, and compliance, so to what standards that we have to comply, so what are the different types of security standards that are there, and also preventing cyber security breaches. So in order for us to prevent a breach in cyber security, so what are the things that we should safeguard, what are the things that we should do beforehand. So these are the kind of concepts that we will be learning from this course. And also the identity access management, so basically who is given the access and how much control is given. And also application information security, so security that is related to the applications. And what are the fundamentals, security intelligence fundamentals, what are the fundamentals that are there. And the preparedness for security incident handling. Okay, so when an incident occurs, so what are the how much prepared are we there. So does our like defense systems, does our ips incident prevention systems and incident detection systems, how much fast are they operating, like is my if my virus is multiplying at a very faster pace, and if they are not detecting, then that's of no use to me, right? So how much prepared for the security incident, like how do we handle these kinds of incidents. So what is this incident's response, like how effective this should be. And the incident afterpath, so how the afterpath, so after an incident happened, then what we should do. So these are the different aspects. And what are the handling models, so these cart and the csart, since these are some common handling models, you might say. So cart is nothing but computer response team, computer emergency response team. The csrt is nothing but computer security incident response team. So how these CIRTC members and the CIRT members, so how these response teams work. So when an incident, so similar to uh, each response team in its individual field. For example, a fire accident happened, so immediately a fire station will be contacted, and fire police people will be reaching the company's place to in order to help. But at the same way, the fire people will have a certain set of standards, right? So first immediately they have to evacuate the people, and also they have to stop the fire and all. So they have certain security, they have some regulations, they have some standards that they have to follow. Similarly, similarly in the similar way, the CIRT and the CISRT teams, so these computer security incident response team will also have few set of standards that they have to comply, like they have to follow these steps, they have to follow these rules. So they have to follow certain rules. So what kind of security models that are generally there. So these are the general course overview. So these are the other specialized topics if we want to learn more. So those are the cloud security. So now everything is being done on cloud. So safeguarding the securing the cloud is also a very important thing. So that's why a cloud security, endpoint security, and CIM tools. CIM, so security information of event management. So what are the CIM practices for different enterprises, and IoT security. So other than our, not only like we are using internet for a lot of things nowadays, not only for the mobile phone and the laptop, so for the other things also. So in order to safeguarding those other appliances that use this internet, so to secure those aspects also, so IoT security is there. Similarly, now the next gen thing, the future is now actually, so the AI security, so artificial intelligence security. So how, so these are all the specialized topics, you can say. So you might you this might seem a big pretty big for you, but like as I have said, cyber security is like it's an ever growing field, right? So always there will always be new technologies, and there will always be something to learn for you. So it might sound very big, but you just have to believe in a simple principle, like it's just one step at a time. So you just have to go at your move at your own pace, so plan accordingly. So invest a respectable amount of time, and also you should be focused when doing that work, and also set certain amount of certain goals. So that would be also helpful. So how to you might all of this might be overwhelming you. So but how to overcome this? So first you have to set the boundaries. So just don't think about all of the other extra material. Just only concentrate on the small topic that you know that you have destined to learn. So just set those boundaries, identify the curves, identify the most important, the bullet points, and practice. I would say this is the most important thing, that most important practice, most important thing that you should do. Why? Because a lot of learning here in cybersecurity, it comes in two ways. So one will be coming through practice, and the other, you will be by having few things. So yeah, that knowledge is also there, but the main knowledge comes through the practicing and all. So practice. And next, support. So a lot of blogs and forums are present on the on the internet. So you can follow, or you can refer to any of these if you have, like, generally, if you when you're learning any topic, if you have faced with any your any doubt, like you don't know what it is, so you can just use any of these means. So basically, the perseverance and the trust in yourself is all that matters here. And if you follow this, I think you will achieve some great results. So yeah, with this, I think I'll be concluding my session. And yeah, and for a reference for the certification points, here you can see these are one of the few famous and one of the industry standard certifications, you can say. So this is the SANS University certification. This is the ISC certification by the International Security Council. This is the EC Council's CAH certification, Certified Ethical Hacker. And these are the CISA and the CISM certifications from this institute, ISCA. So these are the another CompTIA certification, the Security Plus certification. So these are one of the a common security certifications that generally people do. So the CAH, the ISC2, the International Information Council, Security Council, and the CISA and CISM also one of the they are like certified information security manager and certified information security architect. So these two are also one of the famous ones. So these are the common certifications that that people generally do. So yeah, that's about from my part. So this will be our so we will be mostly covering the fundamentals of cybersecurity, and we'll be discussing some of these core we'll be discussing these core concepts from our course. So yeah, guys, if you have any doubts, or just ask me, or is that clear for you with everything what I have said until now? Yeah, Kiran, please ask your question. Okay, Kiran. Yeah, Kiran. You entering this field, it has nothing to do with your work experience. Actually, it will help you also. I think you will understand these concepts. I think a bit more. Why? Because you are already, you already have some kind of a work experience. So adding another, this will be better to your resume. It will be adding another field to your resume. So, and I don't think it won't be an issue with you now doing, this work after 12 years. I think, yeah. Yeah, I think I have recorded the session, and I will be. I think this recorded video will be sent to the Logic Labs information team. So I think they you will be receiving an mail, I guess. You just confirm with the Logic Labs authority, the concerned individual that you are in contact with. You just ask them about the video. I think after some time, when the video gets uploaded, I think you can watch this video. Yeah. Yeah, about the labs part, yeah, we are actually trying to, create a, a local lab environment. So where you will be, given a, an exploitable machine. So, a random machine where we can exploit it basically. Why? Because we cannot use these methods on a normal websites. Why? Because it's illegal. So basically that's why we will be creating a local lab environment, a setup like that. So we'll update you. I'll update you guys on that information. So, and you will be training inside that lab environment. So yeah, that would be the case with the labs. So, and what kind of labs, and what kind of on technologies that we will be using, I will let you know as the course progresses. So no issue with that. And also, yeah, one of our Logic Labs employees has updated in the chat window, so regarding the group and all. So I think, so if you are interested, you can join that group, and the video will be updated there. See, hi Vinith. You only have mentioned, right? It will complement, the cyber security. So I think it will be helpful only. I'm thinking. So yeah, that won't be any problem for you. I think it would definitely be helpful for you. So yeah, you would not be. You don't need much coding knowledge, Chaitanya, but you will be using a few words, and a small scripting would be needed. Basically we will be explaining you how to use that scripting and all. So if we use coding also, no problem, we will explain what kind of code that we are using. So yeah, that won't be an issue, no problem. But yeah, we will be using some level of coding. So but I think you will understand, even though if you are a first time coder, you can understand what we are trying to do. Tools is no, no, Tools in specific, guys, means mostly we'll be using our laptops, and I will be setting up a local Linux machine setup. Okay, and we would be exploiting that Linux machine through our command prompt, and we'll use the Linux as our main operating system, and we'll use the applications that are present in Linux. So for example, a tool like Dimitri and all. So we will go into the specifics in when we are in the sessions. So you have ample time to install that application, so you will be given an ample time. So no problem in that. So an ample time for you to do your labs will be there. So you don't have to worry about any of these things. So we will discuss about these things when they occur in the class. So no need to install them beforehand. So no problem with that. We don't take that much time with that. And also, yeah, regarding the certificate and all of these, yeah, questions you can ask in the group itself with the concerned individuals. So the Logic Labs partners will assist you with this. So yeah, any kind of prior knowledge is also not necessary. So yeah, I'm just clarifying you. Amarinder, it's the basic. You can think of it like a basic cyber security course, Amarinder. We would not be going into the advanced SIEM topics, the security information event management topics. So yeah, you can think of it like a basic course only. We would not be discussing anything advanced, particularly the SIM exposure and all. So yeah. Yeah, having a Compia certification will definitely help you. Truth will. So yeah, like the Comptia Security Plus and the Comptia Network Plus are one of the one of the most common certifications that generally people do. So yeah, you can say that you can say that, yeah, Comptia is a definitely a key cyber security. Yeah, you can those certifications would definitely land you at a at a better job. How long the training will be for? 30 days, guys. It will be for 30 days. Yeah, regarding the tools, we will be discussing about the tools as the course progresses, guys. So it's not like you have to learn that special tool. It's not like that. You will be learning the tools as the course progresses. So they're not exactly tools. You can think of them like an application. Okay, they're just small. They're just simple applications, and the command prompt windows we'll be using. So yeah. And Hamza, I don't know about that US citizen thing. I think you just have to ask that the concerned one authority only. I don't have that much idea regarding your question, whether US citizen can work as a cyber security person in US or not. So yeah. Yes, the session has ended, so that's why I have closed the presentation, and this video will be uploaded later. So I think you can refer to that later. So I'm just asking any questions. Just having a small questionnaire here. Okay, guys. Hi, Chaitanya. Yeah, Gopal. Uh, can you move me? See, it depends upon the kind of investment that you will be doing. Like just by finishing this course, maybe it's see you are just getting an introduction into this cyber security, right? So with that amount of knowledge, can you become an compliance analyst? Maybe you can try. If it is not enough, then you have to study for these certifications and all. So you should just have up to you should just have one a kind of a a reality check. So yeah. And also, yeah, the first three sessions are free. And yeah, Chaitanya, which role is related to you? It depends upon your interest. So those are some one of the like the common roles that most people opt. So once the course is completed, and if you are interested in any of these particular domains, those particular specific roles, you can choose them and you can develop on them. You can grow on top of those roles. So it's up to you basically. Yeah. And if you have anything that is related to the amount the how much time that we'll be having, or anything regarding the certification, you can ask these in the group. Our concerned individuals are there, our logic labs partners and trainers, so they will assist you in these kinds of questions. And any other thing that is related to this, I can answer that. And if it is clear with everyone, then yeah, we can close the session for today. And then yeah. What certifications we can, yeah, we will again have that discussion after the course completion. So we will update you on, like, after evaluating you people. So we'll also will have a better clarity, right, on what kind of certifications can we prescribe, so that you can do those certifications. So based upon your progress, we will just be uh, gradually seeing your progress, right? So based upon that, we can suggest more confidently, like which kind of certifications is suitable for you or not. But in the earlier video, I have shown you a few of the certifications. So mostly you will be doing any one of them. You will be picking from those. Basically, what I have shown you earlier were the good ones or the basic ones. So yeah, I'm talking about that. Any of the certificate that I have earlier told you is a good one. Those are all very good. You cannot say like this is the best one. It's like, yeah, the certificate, the easy council and the comptia are the most common ones. So I would say that, yeah, the easy council and the comptia labs certificates are the basic certificates that you can do. The other ones you have to you will be needing a much more time. So yeah, but all of them will help you in getting jobs, so no issue with that. Ganesh, I can't answer that question. I think you have to ask the concerned individuals regarding that, so they will definitely help you with that. So yeah. Okay, guys. Thank you. I think we are done with everyone's question. Yeah, I am done. Okay, thank you, guys. So please join tomorrow at the same time. So we'll be having the session at 7 p.m. IST tomorrow. So yeah, thank you.